guys, welcome back to Gemini Scale Model Works. This is going to be part 5 of the Peterbilt build. What you can see in front of you is what I left you guys off at the last video. Everything is in prime right now. The booms, of course, this little plastic doohickey will come out of here once I'm ready to put this together. That's where the pulley is going to go, and here is the pulley. And it spins nice and freely. The rest of my front end parts for the chassis, and that will definitely complete the chassis as far as out of the box stuff goes. More supports for the lower drum. The drums have been primed. Everything here has been primed. This is the lower toe plate. I don't know exactly what they call it. I think they call this a boom rest, but that's done also. So I had to refer to a lot of people who had built this model just to see how parts go together, this, that, and the other thing, because like I mentioned, the instructions are not very clear on this. But I did notice one thing. I noticed that everybody was building the kit the way it comes out of the box. I decided to do something different. Yes, sir. So I'm going to start putting a saw to this model, and we're going to see what happens. So what I'm going to do, in actuality, move some of this stuff out of the way. You can see that right there, and then that right there, and then that one right there. I am going to cut this entire round section off, and right there. And I'm going to angle it from here to here, so it'll change the entire side profile of this vehicle. Of course, I'll cut this down, and then the same thing on the other side. So instead of having this big old round thing, I'll have an angle, which I think to me is going to make the truck a bit more, in my eyes, a little bit more modern, if you want to put it that way. I do have stuff that I could finish this trim work when I need to. Also, another thing I saw in one of these videos is an update, is another thing that I am going to do on this part of the body here. You'll have to stay tuned for that. So anyhow, let me get going on this, and let's see how it's all going to look. We'll be back in a few minutes. Alright guys, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the top part of this wall, or part of the body, out of here. What I'm doing is I'm making sure that it's square on my grid right here, and I'm going to use this hobby saw that I have, a very useful tool, and let's see if we can get this cut to work. I have a miter, but it's too small for this, it doesn't fit, so we'll just gently, I might be better off using my knife actually. Alright guys, I'm going to switch to my knife. I think I can cut it a lot better. So what I'm going to do, the first thing is change out my blade. Here's the number 11. Alright. This is pretty thick plastic, so it's going to take a few passes before I get through. So I won't bore you with that. I'll just go ahead and do it, and I'll bring it back when everything is all cut. So basically what I'm going to do is this. Move this stuff out of the way. My saw, small 6-incher. See, this is going to be bad to do it from that side. Alright, we'll have to do what we have to do. Sorry I'm talking to myself, fellas. I wish the saw would have worked. It would have been a lot easier. Okay. that is what I call my cut and bend way I do stuff. So far this is what we got. I'm going to cut this angle out, and let's see if we can get that to look pretty. I don't know if this is going to look good. I just had this crazy idea to start cutting stuff. So we'll see how this looks when it gets done. I just guessed randomly on this angle right here. Alright, let's see. That'll break off, which it does. So, now we have that. Alright, I've got to sand down all of this stuff right here. But you guys get the idea, so I'm going to go ahead and cut the other two pieces up. These two guys. And hopefully, this will look a little bit different than the box. Alright, we'll be back in a little bit. Okay guys, we are back. I'm going to show you some more progress that I have been making on this Peterbilt. As you can see, I drilled out all the holes for the marker lights and the horn stuff. I don't know if I'm going to put the air conditioning unit on here. It's been primed once, and I used that Mr. Color surfacer. And then I found all that I had to needed to sand down, and I did all of that. Now I'm going to re-prime that. But the biggest thing you guys probably want to see is what I just showed you, cutting up this body on this tow truck. Well, personally, I think it looks pretty good. But I want your guys' opinion. So here we go. And it's the first time you're going to see some real color on here, because I had to put the deck in here to make sure everything stayed square. So here we go. Alright, the deck is done in oily steel, and I think that's a really good color. But this is the side profile now. Doesn't that look a whole bunch better? I think it does. And when the cat is mounted on here, half of the back glass will be shown through rather than no glass at all. So I think that is pretty cool. So this here is going to get reprimed. Of course the deck will come out. But I have to wait. I've been having trouble with this side. For some reason the handrail just doesn't want to stick. So what I did was I put an extra glob of glue down there, and I'll sand that down before I prime this. But anyhow, after I get this all primed up, sand it down and everything like that, we'll do the first major mock-up on this. And we'll see what it looks like, because I also have wheels on the vehicle now. Hey, that's right. So with all that being said, stay tuned. We will be back in a few. Okay guys and gals, we are back, and I promised you I would give you a little bit of a mock-up here. This will be the first mock-up I'm going to do, and I'm also going to give you a glimpse of the color that I'll be using on this vehicle. So let's do a little spin around here and let's see what we got going on. As you can see, all my wheels are on. Got to pull it out a little bit. I did repaint those wheels. I just primed them and repainted them with a silver metal silver, bare metal silver. That's it. Sorry about that. But anyhow, as you can see, it's looking pretty good. I will glue the wheels on. The vehicle does roll right now, but as you can see, I got stuff blocking the wheels from moving. So with all of that being said, let's take a look at what the color is on this vehicle, and we'll come back here in a little bit. Be right back. Okay guys, like I said earlier, this is going to be the first glimpse at the color that I used to paint this vehicle. The paint was not mixed 100%. I didn't mix enough to do everything, so you're going to see some dark and light spots, and it has not been wet sanded or anything like that yet. Anyhow, this is the company I use is MCW, and the color is Plum Crazy Metallic Gloss. Very nice color. I like it. Purple has always been my favorite color. Anyhow, this is going to be a simple review of the color on here, and then after this is done, I will call this video good, because we still have more work to do on this, and I don't want to make these videos too long. Anyhow, here we go. 1, 2, and 3. Ta-da! What do you guys think about that? I think that's a pretty cool color. Move it out here so you get the whole thing. Now, the accessories in here, I'm planning on doing something else to this color, because I don't want it just to be that color. I am going to see if I can have decals made to go along here, and they will be a contrasting color. Whatever color the decals are is the color that these guys will all get painted. Some of them will get black, like the rollers will get black, and so on and so forth. But let's take it for a spin around here and let's see what it looks like. And like I said, the paint is kind of light and dark in some spots. I just didn't mix enough paint. And I wanted to get one color on the entire vehicle. And I think once it's all painted up and buffed out and all that kind of good stuff, it's going to look good. Now, I am not too sure about where this cab lines up. Let me continue on a little further here. There is a gap between the cab and the body. And if I take the cab, well, you know what? Let me take this off and show you. Now it's got these mounting points here, here, and here, and it's got these mounting points here and on the other side. So these should sit on top of those. Okay, let me take this off of here. This guy right here, I'm not sure if it goes on that side. If it goes on that side, oops. If it goes on that side, then these guys don't line up with this. And these have positive places to be mounted. These did not have a positive place to be mounted. So maybe I need to move these. According to the instructions, I have them right. But anyhow, if I put it in front of this piece here, then it's right up against the engine. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. I got it up against this piece back here, and if I push it down into place where these guys line up, now the engine is hitting the cab. I don't know if that's right. And then, like I said, when I put the body on there, there's a gap between there. I don't know if that's right either. So, with all that being said, I hope you guys and gals enjoyed this video, and as always, your questions, comments, inputs, subs, shares, and likes are always welcome. For now, that's all, folks. Gemini Scale Model Works out for now. Bye!